Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Microsoft Xbox Series X console. Now this just arrived today. I got lucky. It came in early. I did purchase this. It will be officially available on November 10th, and this console, along with the PlayStation 5, are really the beginning of the blurring of the lines between console gaming and PC gaming. So here we've got an interesting build, what Microsoft has put together, because it does have an AMD custom CPU, an 8-core processor clocked at 3.8 gigahertz. It's a Zen 2 CPU complemented by, of course, an AMD GPU that actually is capable of sharing resources with the CPU when necessary. 12 teraflops of throughput, and that's the RDNA 2. 16 gigs of DDR6 RAM. We've got a 1 terabyte NVMe, no Wi-Fi 6, no Type-C connectivity. That's stuff you will find with the PlayStation 5. So that's really the important stuff to know in terms of game support and other things. Maybe that's something I'll focus on for another video, but let's get this thing out of the box. And you can see essentially a lot of what I just mentioned right here on the right side. It is 8K capable. We do have HDMI 2.1, but that is, in my opinion, a bit of a headache right now, a bit of a nightmare. Those of you who have new GPUs in the gaming world, you already know if you have a 3000 series GPU that's capable, that is an NVIDIA card of HDMI 2.1 output, you already know it's not easy peasy like a lot of people would love to think. With that said, let's go ahead and start to get this thing out of the box. Microsoft did make this fairly easy, so even I will be able to open this up without too much maneuvering, I hope. We just have tabs, which means unboxing isn't really what I'm traditionally accustomed to. Let's see if this just slides right off. That would be great, right? Almost, not quite. There are two other tabs that I missed. And again, I was shocked that this came in when it did, but hey, it's a good surprise. We're almost done with the election here, so why not get some gaming going, right? Let's see if now, it looks like I cleared it. Let's see if I can make this happen. I thought I got all the tabs. Come on now. That should be it right there. And here we go. Nice packaging. Microsoft deserves credit on this. Hopefully I don't bang into anything. Got a lot of hardware surrounding it. But power your dreams. Well, one thing I can tell you is this looks a lot like when I first saw what this console looked like. It reminded me a tremendous amount of an old system that I once was interested in. It was an NZXT case that Maingear was actually building systems in. And so it's interesting that now we basically have that, but in a smaller capacity. One thing you do need to know about external storage with this is that if you do opt to try to utilize an external NVMe drive outside of the 1 terabyte incorporated into the machine, just be aware you need Microsoft's proprietary external drive. Something I don't like that they did here, but I'm just glad that we have something that's a lot closer to being a PC. Now, I don't look at this as a replacement for PC gaming. You see, they're just giving you a rundown of, setting up the Xbox app, and but the idea is that this is probably comparable, if I were to make a comparison, to building a traditional PC, which is what I've been all about for many, many years, to about a $1,000 build. So from a value perspective, the fact that this can deliver 4K at 120, is capable of 8K output, very impressive for a $500 console. And that's what console gaming always has been about, value. And they did a little bit of a redesign with the controller, but I don't think we're living in a new world. Of course, Sony has gotten a lot more attention with their new controller, and that's because this pretty much looks exactly like the original. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I've always liked the Xbox controller, so I don't think we're going to have any problems with that. You are going to be getting included batteries with that, some Duracell batteries. Get those aside. Actually, I'm going to throw this all back in there. Nothing else inside the box to show, so let's get to what you've been waiting to actually see, which is the console itself. And I'm excited because, I wasn't able to get a 3080 or 3090 GPU, and this kind of fills the gap for me. I mean, granted, what I can do with my current gaming PC, this is not going to, it does have HDMI 2.1, which I don't have, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, my current gaming PC, of course, will outperform this, but think about where this can go. I know some people have been complaining about the size of this unit, but when you realistically look at it, which we're about to do right now, finally, you quickly realize that this thing is pretty small considering the power that it actually has. I mean, we're talking about capability that with a traditional gaming PC would be, you know, you'll be hard pressed to find something this small. So that's really the beauty of this system. It weighs in at about, I think, 12 pounds or so in packaging. It's like 13 and a half. So there you've got the front view. We have a USB port, of course, the disc tray, 4K Blu-ray playback is a given. It's not like that's anything new, right? But remember, when it comes to HDMI 2.1, I called it a bit of a headache because, well, it is. I mean, there's nothing to really say about it other than that. On the back, you can see we've got a Kensington lock. Boy, does it remind you of a PC yet. Your HDMI out, your storage expansion, that proprietary move, your power port, Ethernet if you want to hardwire it, and 2 USB ports. And that's pretty much it. Ventilation on the back, ventilation on the top. You see that fan with the green accent right there. I think Microsoft did a really nice job on this, and I'm just excited to get it set up, see how it performs, and get down to business. Now, I'll mostly be playing stuff that I already own because, quite frankly, I don't think there's a lot out there right now to test it with. Yakuza is one title that looks interesting. Assassin's Creed, I've heard bad things about the performance right now with this, but when it comes to, again, the copy I have of Madden, Red Dead Redemption 2, those things should look beautiful on this. And also, one thing I forgot to mention, which is critical, this is capable of 1440p output. So if you want to hook this up to a PC monitor, if you have a gaming-centric monitor, Microsoft was aware of that, and that was very smart that they made that a possibility through this console. At any rate, that pretty much covers my unboxing. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe and please stay safe. Later.